Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. This is NEOMA Business School presenting you the International Student Service to all our enrolled students and also potential students. Today we have the hub with us. They are the specialist, the dedicated team for the student service. So in today's presentation, you will learn from three parts. The first is about international admissions. Me from the international recruitment team will show you what's the current stage we have in admission and application, and to mention some of our programs. And then in the following part, you will learn how to prepare for your arrival, including visa, housing, and in the end, the final part, we will talk about the campus life, how you will spend your studying experience with us, and we will also mention the financing sources, the support we give to you. So at the end of each part, we will open the Q&A session about 5 minutes. So you can ask all your questions regarding the part we have just mentioned. And then we will save in the very end a few more minutes to answer all the other questions. So before we start, I'd like to invite other hosts from the hub to introduce themselves a little bit. Carol? Sorry, we cannot hear you well. Okay, maybe we start from the introduction about the school. If we can start the slides now. Okay, no matter which status you are currently, maybe you are already an enrolled student or you have not started to apply yet. Just for you to know, NEOMA Business School, if we can go back to the previous slide, is a business school with 150 years already. At this current year, it's our 150 years birthday. So as a very prestigious business school with a long history, also as the second oldest business school in France. We are very proud. We have the 3 international accreditation, ASSB, EMBA, and EQUIS, among the top 1% of all international education institutions in the world, to guarantee you the best education quality, the student service, and the programs we offer from bachelor to PhD. So we have 3 campuses now in the Normandy region, where we are here in Rouen, and also in Paris and Reims. So we offer the exact same services on 3 campuses, and the programs, some on both campuses, some only on one campus. We will show you later a little bit more. And then we have nearly 10,000 students on the 3 campuses. They come from everywhere with over 100 nationalities. So there is a great diversity on our campus, and in each program you will meet students from everywhere. And also we have a very international faculty team, including 170 permanent professors specialized in different fields, and including marketing, finance, supply chain, etc. And 62% of them are international, either international nationality or with an international research background. And apart from those full-time faculties, we have 1,200 professional teachers. They come from the industry, the business world, to share their real experience, their expertise, and they also bring in some real projects, even internship opportunities to our students. So from the classroom, you not only learn from the books, but also all the real experience, the practical skills from those professionals. And then something we are very proud is our powerful network. It includes a powerful corporate network, those companies, global international companies, also French companies. We work so close with them in every program, in teaching and learning projects, consulting cases, or some student group projects. You can go to visit the company or take over a real consulting projects with them. And then we have a big network of academic partners. They are the top or also international accredited business schools, universities over the world. There are over 300. So in many programs, bachelor or master, you can choose to do exchange with the partners, or you can do a double degree with our international academic partners. And then a third network we are very proud is the Alumni Network. So with the long history, we have now 62,000 graduates, alumni over the world. So as a NEOMA student, you will be our alumni for your lifetime. So thanks to the big network, you can always connect with them on LinkedIn or through some alumni association or some network opportunity to develop your career. And finally, we will guarantee you all our programs are accredited by the state. For example, we have the Count the Master for all our MSc programs. Not each business school in France can offer this. That is a great guarantee of the quality of program that can also enable you to continue with the doctoral program after finishing your master. So that's a overlook of our school, some of the key facts. And then if we look to the next page, we will see some of the ranking, including the national ranking and some international global ranking. I think the most prestigious one is the Financial Times. So in this ranking last year, we are number 5 in the Master in Management. And then as a European business school, we are number 8 in France. Then another global ranking is The Economist that ranks our also the Master in Management number 4 in France and number 19 in the world. So that's a very good comparison between our school, our programs with other business schools in France or in the world. And then there are some other national French rankings such as L'Étudiant that ranks our bachelor programs number 4 or number 7 in France. And then another maybe more academic ranking worldwide is the Shanghai ranking among all the universities, not just business schools. So that's a good proof of our research capability from our faculties. So we are top 300 in the world, number 8 in business administrations. And then finally, if you want to go deeper in a specific master program, you can look at the Universal ranking that ranks different business domain or fields, such as luxury management. We have this international master in luxury management as number 3 worldwide in this category. We work with MIP of Italy as a double degree master. And then we have master in marketing French excellence, number 5 in France, and then some others. You can go deeper of those details if you check the Universal website. So from this, you know what position we are among other schools to have a better understanding. Then we can go next slide. Here you see some of the nice pictures of our 3 campuses. Of Rouen in Normandy, in Reims at the Champagne area. And it's worth mentioning that we will have a brand new campus in Paris from this fall. So it will be located in the 13th district, a little bit close to the Chinatown area with very new facilities, bigger space, new equipment to provide you a better and updating learning and teaching experience and environment. And then we can go next to see what is the international application or admission procedure. So what eligibility you need to join our program. And then here is a list of all the programs from bachelor to master. So if you are a high school graduate, you can consider our either 3-year or 4-year bachelors. We have the global BBA or system fully taught in English. And then we have new service management bachelor in French. If you are more interested in innovation and digital management, we have a 5-year program to combine bachelor and master in 5 years. Then you can also join this program only from the master level to study 2 years to get a master degree. And then when we move to the big master catalog, we have the most important or most well-known program as Master in Management. That's a 2-year program, can be 2-year completely in English, or maybe 1 year in French, and then in English. So you can choose based on your language skills. And then in this Master in Management, you can get 2 master degrees, one of Master in Management, and then one of our own Master of Science. You see all the list here in 4 big catalogs: in finance, in business and strategy, in management and organization, and in marketing. So all those MSc programs, they share the same structure of 15 months of study, including 9 months of courses and then 4 to 6 months of internship. Some programs, we have also a spring intake opening in the January of next year. So those programs in red color, you can also apply for the spring intake. Then all of them, they also have the fall intake. The application is still open now. You will see some of the deadline in the next page. Here, I think you can check which program you can fit in based on your own background, your eligibility. For example, if you have a 3-year bachelor, you can either join our Master in Management in 2 years, or you can enter our long track of MSc to have a preparation year, then following by the Master of Science. If you have a 3-year bachelor, but also 1 year of full-time work experience, you can join directly our Master of Science. It's the same if you have a 4-year bachelor. So there are different tracks you can go to based on your own situation. We will not go too much in detail, but if you check your own situation and your background, you may find out which program is the best fit for you. And then regarding the language requirement, we need TOEFL at about 83, TOEIC 800, or IELTS score 6.0. Then for the documents you need to prepare about your application, it's very basic or common everywhere. That includes the bachelor degree, transcripts, recommendation letters, CV, and some motivation statement. So it's about the application. And then the next page, you see the procedures and some deadline, which is very important. So if you just Google apply NEOMA, you find our application system. You can apply from there. And then for some programs, we open till end of July, especially the MSc programs, unless the places are all taken. Then for the MIM, Master in Management, and our bachelor programs, we open till end of June. And then we have the PhD program. The deadline is end of this month. If you are planning for the near future, like the spring of next year, you can apply till end of October. So those are the key dates you may need to remember. And here you see our emails from the whole international recruitment team, which one of us is in charge of a particular region. And then if you need to contact us directly, you find the link on the button where you can book a one-to-one consultation with us through Zoom. So these are the whole information we'd like to share you or remind you about application and admissions. We'd like to see if there are some questions. Yeah, I can see some already. Lucas,
yes, Min. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
I'm trying my best to manage the chat.
Yeah.
There are lots of questions right now.
Lots going on.
I have written some of them that I can ask Min and or NEOMA staff partners right now. So one question that I have is, as an international student, can we sign the arrival in September, even if the MSc starts in October?
Our program starts, it's due in October. If you mean if they want to arrive early, right?
Exactly.
I think yes, if you can get the visa and you can handle all the housing arrangement, it's possible you arrive a little bit early, but that all depends on the final visa you can get from Campus France. They will put an exact date that your visa is validated, so you cannot enter France before that date. That also links to the visa question we will mention later.
Yes, indeed. I have also private questions about visas. Don't worry, guys. The visa part will happen later on in this presentation.
Coming very soon.
I have another question regarding the duration of the MIM. Is it 24 months?
Yeah, that's 2 years. The first year is courses or exchange in the second semester. Then the second year is the exact same structure as our MSc program. So you do the general courses in the first year, and then in the second year, you enter in one particular MSc based on your own choice.
Thank you very much. And last one regarding programs. What we will be missing in studying an MSc for 1 year instead of an MIM in 2 years?
Okay, as you can see, the duration is different. One is 24 months, one is 15 months. The big difference is in MIM, in the first year, very likely second semester, you can choose to do international exchange among maybe 300 partner universities we have. But in most MIC programs, we don't have this exchange possibility unless you do a double degree like the luxury management, which has 1 semester in France, 1 semester in Italy. Then most other MSCs, due to the very intensive courses, you cannot go abroad again for exchange. Then also in MIM, you get 2 master degrees rather than just 1 in the individual MSc programs. There are some other differences. For example, in MIM program in the second year, apart from choosing our NEOMA MSc program, you can also choose from other international double degree partners. We have more than 10 in nearly 12 countries you can go to in the second year of MIM to get another master abroad. So that's the main experience, the main differences. I'm not sure if we have answered the most questions. If not, I can still catch up in the chat room when we move on to the next part. Maybe we can continue to the second part about international student service. I will keep an eye in the chat room. If you still have relevant questions, we can also answer you in the very end.
Okay,
great.
Thank you, Min. So moving on, now we will be talking about the arrival preparation of your arrival and how the hub helps new international students arrive in safety. Hi, my name is Karolina BURKA. I didn't get a chance to introduce myself. The mic wasn't working earlier. Sorry about that. I'm in charge of the hub here in Rouen, but I'm also in charge of a fabulous team that supports our international students on our 3 campuses. So Luca, that you've already met, is part of the team, but so is Pauline, who will be presenting a couple of slides with me today. The first thing that I need to say is that last year we were awarded the Bienvenue en France label, as you can see on the slide. And I'm not sure if you heard about this, but it's quite an important gauge of the quality of our welcome here at NEOMA. And we're very, very proud of it. So I'll detail a little bit of what we do for international students. The main theme is that we provide as much information and services to you as possible. So we may bombard you with emails and information sessions, virtual cafes, but it's all for your good, I promise. We also offer different accommodation solutions on campus, off campus, that are at a very reasonable price here in France, 300 to 500 euros approximately. And of course, we give you administrative support. We guide you in all the different administrative procedures that you might have to take care of here in France. And we welcome you at our spectacular International Welcome Days. And of course, all this information can also be found on our welcome website. You got the link here below. It's very important that you just go and see what it is, because we outline the steps to follow to arrive safely in France on this website, and we put as much information on it as possible. If you just follow the steps, you'll come and arrive safe and sound. So I'll let Pauline speak about student visas.
Hello everyone, so I'm Pauline and we are now going to talk about obtaining your visa. So you are only concerned by this procedure if you are not European. To obtain your visa, you have 2 possibilities. Either your country is part of the country governed by Études en France procedure or Campus France, in which case you must create your account on the platform and start the application. Or your country is not part of the countries that go through this procedure and you must directly contact a French consulate. To find out which procedure to apply, please visit our welcome website, specially dedicated for international students who join our school. In this website, you will also find details of what your visa authorizes or not once you arrive in France, and the procedure that awaits you, such as the OFI. Of course, feel free to contact your hub by email if you have more questions.
Thank you, Pauline. Now going over to housing, because that is a very important subject for our new international students. We offer 2 different main possibilities. So first is a housing application through the hub. So through our service, you can apply with us for a subsidized student housing with the cruise. It's very reasonably priced. It's usually very close to the campus, but it doesn't have a lot of extra services that some students really appreciate. So this housing procedure that goes through us, we require a full payment of the full semester before your arrival. So also, depending on your particular situation, you may choose one or the other housing option, and the other housing option being our housing platform. So it's an independent platform where you on your own look for housing, where you reserve housing. You can choose any kind of housing. They have a lot of more options than we do. They will have shared rooms, shared accommodation, living with maybe elderly people to help them out and paying a little bit less. You can also live with a family. So all of that can be found on our housing platform. And when you reserve through the housing platform, the payment conditions are different than with us. So you may be able to pay monthly, etc. So just so you're aware that there's 2 different types of housing available with us. Then the hub will also help you with applying for the Housing Allowance, which is a government fund that is basically given to people in need of help, financial help, to pay for their rent. So this will pay up to 20% of your rent. Now, each application is individual, so if you show that you have a lot of money, you may not receive it, but most of our students do obtain the housing allowance. And then we have the housing insurance that is obligatory here in France. And we also have a partner that we hook you up with so you can get your housing insurance online long before you arrive, and everything is complete by the time you set foot in France. And I saw one of the questions that you guys put when you registered for this webinar was that you do need some kind of certificate of housing of accommodation to obtain your visa. And this is true. So if any of you have started your visa applications, would you mind turning off your mics, please? Thank you. If any of you started your visa application and you need this document and you haven't found housing yet, please contact the hub. We will give you a temporary housing certificate that will allow you to get your visa as soon as possible without having to go through the whole reservation process. And then last but not least, about housing, some of you may be worried. You're wondering if you'll be able to come, if you will get your visa, etc. The fact that you do not obtain your visa is a good enough reason for most residences to reimburse your housing payment. So it really depends on the residence, but with the cruise residences, if you apply through us, through the housing application, you will most likely get reimbursed the total amount of your housing payment if you do not obtain your visa. Okay, Pauline.
Yes. So other admin procedures await you, so the CVC. So when you register, you will have to pay the 92 euros CVC tax, which is a mandatory tax for all students who pay tuition fees. You we'll have also the OFI procedure that we mentioned earlier. This is essential to validate your visa once you're in France. Very, very important. You will have to open a French bank account. This is the first thing to do once you are in France. This is essential to have the CAF or to open an account for the health insurance. The health insurance is for the French health insurance is mandatory if your studies includes an internship. Without it, you will not be able to do an internship, so you must absolutely apply as soon as you arrive also. And finally, other procedures await you, such as subscribing complementary insurance, but we will talk about this when you will be with us.
Exactly. Thank you, Pauline.
And after that, to travel to France. So there are different situations. So from Europe, you will have in your possession a sworn statement to come to France and a PCR, a negative, of course, PCR test, no more than 72 hours old. If you are coming from non-European country, you must have a valid reason to come. So for example, if you already start your studies in France and you have to come back, you 10 days of quarantine upon arrival, I don't remember.
If the students come from the non-European countries, they have to quarantine for 10 days when they arrive.
Of course, yes, sorry. Thank you.
Don't worry.
Yes, a quarantine of 10 days, and also the sworn statements and the negative PCR. So the list after that of countries for the moment are not issued visas, but we are very optimistic and we hope that the restrictions will evolve this summer. And of course, we hope to see you all in fall semester.
Yeah, we've already heard that the restrictions will ease up a little bit during the summer, so we are optimistic, and unfortunately we don't have the information that you probably need right now. You would love to know if you'll be able to come in September for students from India, for example, but unfortunately we don't have that information today because the situation is still evolving, so you'll have to be a little bit patient. But either you on your side try to get informed or write to us regularly, and we will share this information with you as soon as we have it. Thank you, Pauline. And finally, though, so our International Welcome Days, it's a really big event for us. It happens on our 3 campuses, Rouen, Reims, Paris, on the same day. And this year we have 2 dates that we propose, depending on which program you will enter. We'll have a welcome day on Saturday, September 11th, and another one on Saturday, October 2nd. They're both organized identically. We start with a welcome presentation with a little croissant and cafe just before. We have a lunch together. There's a forum that's organized where we invite our partner companies like the BNP Bank to allow students to get things handled very quickly on our campuses. So you could actually open your bank account on our campus that day. You could get a bus pass. We have a buddy meeting. We have a welcome party organized by the student associations, by the clubs here at NEOMA. And of course, each student gets a welcome pack. So the idea of this day is for students to meet each other, to break the ice, and to feel like they're finally home, let's say, for their studies. We also offer a virtual option for the International Welcome Day. We did it this year, 2021, but we'll see, actually, depending on what the status is. If most students can arrive, we'll just have the on-campus one. And if we have quite a big number of students still away, we'll also do a virtual campus welcome, which is, yes, everyone is an avatar, as you can see in the picture, and it's a lot of fun too. There we go. I think that's it for us, Min. No, we still have some key dates. So these are, I think we'll share the presentation, Min, at the end of this, or if not, you can replay it and you can see these dates. We've got the start and end dates of each semester. We have the fall break dates here, and of course the International Welcome Day that you are invited to. So these are the Reims campus dates. We've got the Rouen campus dates as well, and the Paris campus dates. And I would like to just emphasize that we do expect that all classes will take place in person starting in September. The situation here in France has improved greatly in the last few weeks, and I think everyone's just optimistic, crossing their fingers. Everyone's getting vaccinated as soon as we can. And we really hope that everything will be in place for September to open up on campus. So no online classes have been organized so far, for your information. Does anyone have questions of what we've seen with Pauline? Visas, housing, the different procedures, the CVC tax?
Indeed, there are questions about visas, especially I had multiple questions about student visas from India. And as the situation is right now in India regarding student visas, and I have a student asking that since no student visas are issued in India as from now, I am admitted at NEOMA, will I be able to come this year or not?
Very good question, and we will definitely answer that as soon as we can. We really don't know. We are hoping that the situation will improve quickly, that exceptions will be made to students as they were last year. Last year, most of the borders were closed, but entering France as a student was allowed. So the government here is aware that international students are important to our economy, to our daily lives. And I think that if it's possible, if the sanitary situation allows it, international students from most countries will be allowed to enter. Yeah, definitely. Sorry, it's kind of not an answer, it's a comment.
And I also have another question. How would the students from India, as of now, since there are no student visas issued, be able to attend classes or not?
I think everything will depend on how things evolve. If the border stays closed, we have a lot of Indian students that join us every year, and I think we can't do without them. So probably something will be done depending on the program that you attend. I don't know if it will be online classes for an extra month or online classes for the full semester, or maybe another option that we haven't had yet. But I think that will be taken into account if a large number of students cannot make it for September or October. Anything else, Lucas?
I have other questions, but on other topics. One may be for you, Min.
Yes.
I am a student of a university with an agreement for a double degree in Colombia, and I received my acceptance letter of NEOMA yesterday. But it says that the classes will start in October 5th. Is it a mistake?
I think as an exchange double degree student, we have the international relations team who are contacting you for your coming and all the arrangements. What we mentioned earlier are mostly for the individual students, not exchange. But it's very likely you are joining our MSc program, which starts from October. So if you are invited also to the International Welcome Day, then you can come 2 or 3 days before. If not, you follow what you have been informed by the international relations team. So I don't think it's a mistake. Probably it's the date of your courses from October 5th.
Yeah, that's the exact date we have here for the MSCs. Yeah. Anything else, Lucas? Or should we move on?
I'm trying to keep out, but as from now, I would say we can move on.
Okay, great. Wonderful. Thank you very much. So now on to on-campus services, campus life, wellness, student unions, and financial support. Lucas, are you around?
Yes, I am. Hello, everyone again. Regarding student union and associations. So we have 5 different clusters of student associations. We have associations on arts, culture, multimedia, on business and entrepreneurship, social responsibility and causes, sports, adventures, student life. Just to give you a quick example, we have 90 societies regarding towards all the student unions, where we have 850 students involved. There are 500 events organized each year for a budget of around 3.2 million. The student unions in NEOMA are very important for any students, whether international or national French students. It is really important because it is joyful, really interesting in every different topics.
Maybe we can mention Culture Connection and the BDI.
Exactly. Culture Connection and the BDE, as Karolina says, are the international student union associations. They are the ones that are supporting international students. They are doing lots of really awesome events and visits, especially towards international students. You can meet with some buddies which are from the association and not from French students. And you will definitely hear from those 2 associations when you come in at NEOMA BS.
Thanks a lot, Lucas.
Regarding financial assistance.
I think this is for men.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we can share parts from each. I'm talking about the excellence scholarship we offer for our incoming degree students, either bachelor or master. So at this very moment, we don't have too many left, but still some. If you are admitted or will be admitted and you haven't applied yet, but we do not propose this excellence scholarship to every admitted student. We have to evaluate your profile. If you are eligible, we will propose it to you. If you are proposed, don't hesitate to fill in a form and submit it to get a sooner confirmation. In general, we have from 1,000 to up to, actually now we have the maximum 4,000 euro scholarship to enrolled students. If you are aiming for next year, next fall intake, and you will apply and be admitted early, let's say by end of January next year for the fall intake next year, we have an extra early bird scholarship to everyone who will be admitted early enough. And then we also encourage you to check with your local Campus France, because they have a special scholarship, government scholarship for particular countries. And then we have a general scholarship offered by Campus France called Eiffel Scholarship. For this coming intake, it's too late. But for next intake in fall, if you are admitted very early, let's say by November this year, and you have a really good profile, you have big chance to apply. Once we consider you a good candidate, we will propose it to you and we will nominate you. In the past 3 years, each year we have 1 or 2, sometimes 3 students who got this prestigious FL scholarship. So we do encourage you to apply for next year as early as possible if you do consider yourself a good candidate to fight for this scholarship. And then we may have some others for, international exchange students or other financial support. If you do need this kind of support, don't hesitate to go to our website or contact us from the email here to get more information. Lucas, do you have more to add?
Not on this part.
Okay.
But now I have some things to say regarding the wellness center. So NEOMA has a really huge emphasis, especially this year after everything that we've got all through, regarding the wellness of our students at NEOMA BS. So what the wellness center is in 3 parts. We have the health and care center, which is dealing with health and disabilities. We have nurses on campuses on Rouen, Reims, and Paris in order to welcome any students that we need any kind of help on campus. And there is also a huge program regarding psychological support. Regarding wellness, the wellness part, we have the MGEL Prevention and Activities, which is a French association and company that is dealing with prevention. We have wellness workshops all year long. We have sophrology sessions regarding meditation, for example, and a really huge event regarding the Wellness Center is the Wellness Week. Lots of really interesting activities and ways to deal a little bit better with all the problems that we might have during our daily life and your daily life as students in France. But don't worry, it's all fine. And then we have also a part on the Wellness Center about combating violence. It is an anti-violence cell which can listen to any type of cases that you might have. So don't worry, we have also lots of books and lots of guides. The student box with lots of useful information and good deals, and the wellness mag dealing with everything that we spoke. Feel free to contact the addresses on your screen if you need any more information, or the hub of your campus. We will be gladly to give you more info on this. And regarding the hub contacts, here on the screen, you have the telephone numbers and the email addresses of each hub of each campuses. After this presentation, if you have any questions about any topics, feel free to contact the hub of your campus, or if you don't know your campus or your campus yet, send an email to any hub. We will be definitely glad to help you.
Thank you very much, Lucas. Does anyone have questions about life on campus, student clubs, student unions, or the wellness center?
So I see a question from Linda asking, there is a gym on campus?
Unfortunately, no. There is a gymnasium in Reims. but it's not a classic gym where you have machines and you can work out. It's a gymnasium for events, sports events, and competitions. Oh, I believe we have something in here. Pauline, do you know what it is? It's under the amphitheater. I believe it's like an exercise room.
Yes, but I don't know if there are machines or
I think
maybe
it's an
for
exercise room. Yeah,
for classes, yes.
dance classes with the student unions. Yeah, not a classic gym, as you might imagine.
I'm going to pick up a question about the deposit. It's about if you have paid your registration fee, or we call it down payment, and you want to defer your intake to next year, can you get your deposit back, either in bachelor or master? We can keep your enrollment or your registration for another year. We call a deferral till next fall, but normally we do not refund you this down payment or deposit. However, if you wanna withdraw your enrollment within 14 days after your registration, it is possible to get it refunded. And as for the deferral, you can ask by sending us an email either now or maybe next month, depends on how situation goes. You can decide any date, not too late, because we have to finalize the student list and do all the preparation. But if you change your mind the last minute, drop us an email to ask for the deferral. It's possible we keep you till next year. And then I think there are more questions about accommodation, cruise.
Yes, I'm answering some of those. I am sending also the link in the chat of our welcome website with all our housing options and the StudApart platform, because I had a question about other type of accommodations that students can find. The StudApart platform is really interesting because we have lots of partners, residences, private landlords that gives student accommodations on this website. Feel free to ask in the chat. I can send you the link.
And I think one of them, they are asking us to show the starting date, the key date.
Again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe they want to get more information.
Of course. I was trying to.
And as for the online virtual courses, so far we cannot say we will open virtual courses for all the programs, but very likely for MIM, the Master in Management, in the fall semester, we are planning to open the online courses. Maybe, but you have to wait till we eventually send you an official email to confirm. There is so in short, there is a possibility, but not confirmed yet. But for other MSc programs, it's not now being planned, just for you to know.
I see Ramya has her hand up. Would you like to speak, Ramya?
Hi, yes. Good evening, all of you. Well, I had a couple of questions. I'm basically from India, but I'm currently in the UAE. So most probably I'll be applying my visa from the UAE. So my question is, as of now, I know that the visas are not being issued even for, students from UAE. So what are the chances of, I'm enrolled into MSc Human Resource. So what are the chances of the course being online for human resource? I'm not really, you just said that for MIM, you might have online classes, but for HR, MSc, are there any chances for online classes effective October?
for online courses, I think someone, I don't know, maybe it's another one asking for the possibility of online courses. Like I said earlier, it's not finally decided yet. We are still waiting a bit later to see how situation is. If it's indeed a big number of students, international students cannot enter the border or cannot get a visa, it is possible we do as last year to open the virtual courses option at the same time with the on-campus courses, because a big amount of students, they very likely they will be able to come, especially those in Europe. I mean, yeah, please just give some patience and wait till we have the final decision. We will definitely email to each one of you. If you are registered with your student email, you do need to keep checking your emails for all the news and updates.
Okay. All right. And another question that I had is, when you say registration, I remember we did register and we got the admission letter. Is that the registration, or should we, make the payment for CVEC and then register? Is that the registration that you're talking about?
Okay, we can explain a little bit about the procedures. So after you receive one email saying, congratulations, you are admitted in one particular program, we give you a deadline to accept the offer and go to another website of registration to finish another procedure till the very end. You can choose to pay the deposit by credit card online or make a bank transfer of the deposit, the first down payment. So after we receive your down payment, we will send you another official admission letter and the document to show you are now officially a NEOMA student for the coming intake. So that is the registration procedure and the step after with the official admission paper.
Okay.
I just have to admin that when you register online, to finalize your registration, you do have to go through the CVC procedure and save your CVC number into the registration. So as Rami, you said you've already registered. When you go back onto your NEOMA Skull account, you will see now a new part that says
CVC, wherein I have to enter the code.
Finish your registration, something like complete your registration. And when you click there, you'll be able to enter your CVC number.
Okay. So earlier when you said that you can withdraw your application within 14 days of your registration. So is that only after you enter your CVEC, or is it,
it's when you sign. The date that we take is when you sign. So you would have received an email from USign. If you did all that will be the date that you registered with us.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. That clears my question.
No problem.
I have a quick questions in the chat. To get the CAF housing allowance, do we have to pay the rent from a French bank account?
I don't believe that they trace the origin of your rental payment, but I believe to receive the CAF, you need to have an account in France, because you have to give your bank account information to the CAF so that they can send the money to you. So yes, it's definitely necessary, but you don't have to pay the rent from your French account. And I see Bibas.
Yeah, hi everyone. Hi. Yeah, can you hear me?
Of course, yes.
Yeah. This is Bibas from India. I have enrolled myself for this September intake, MS in International Project Development. So my question here is, currently my process is like I'm registered with Campus France and uploaded my documents and all. So just I would like to know, like I saw this in the slide that student visa is not being allowed at the moment. That has come as a surprise. So by when this relaxation or anything is tentatively expected, so that we can plan our details accordingly?
We really don't know, but I would suggest that you continue as far as you can with your visa application. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think they do make some exceptions.
Because the same pandemic situation here in India was like last year also. Globally it was. So last year also, there are a lot of students have gone to NEOMA for studying that I can see. Yeah. So is it like in a couple of months we expect relaxation and we are allowed to have our visas? It is what we are expecting.
It is what we expect, what we hope for, of course, yes. But I cannot give you the time when this will take place, unfortunately. But if the situation improves in India, for sure, the requirements will as well. So,
okay. And my second question is, if I request for any funding, what is the process to apply? Is there any process for funding the tuition fees? I'm not asking for scholarship, like any loan or something, any tie-up you have with any agencies where we can apply for any loan. Just a question.
I believe that would be a question for our colleagues at the Scholarship Center. But Bibas, I suggest that you send your email with this question, just a quick question to one of the hubs, to the hub of your campus, and we will get you an answer very quickly. Because I know that we were working on having a partnership with a bank for loans for our international students.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Min, do you know anything about that?
Not in detail, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get you an answer with all the information.
Sure, an interesting question about do they have to get vaccinated to come to France or to get the visa?
Yeah,
I believe it's a no.
That's not, yeah, it hasn't been decided yet. In any case, it hasn't been communicated. There's a lot of talk. People are talking all the time on all the medias. Will it require this vaccine, etc. But nothing is really decided by the government yet.
Yeah, but maybe we can add that by end of this month, or I mean, residents in France can go for the vaccine. Yeah, it's gonna be open to all. Yeah. So that's a good news also for international students. Once you are here, I don't know, September or November or October, you can go for the vaccine here. I don't know, do we have more questions coming up or not answered? Okay.
Yeah, do you need any help, Lucas?
I pick up another one about the MIM program 2 year. Yes, it is. If you go for a long track means 3 years with a gap year in between. So during the gap year, you can go for extra internship or maybe, I don't know, travel. It's all depends on your own planning. But after the either short track or a long track, either MIM or MSc, you can always apply for another 1 year stay back in France. I think it depends on nationality. For Indians, they can have 2 years stay back between the government level agreement. For most other nationalities, it's 1 year stay back here to look for a job or doing internship till you can change your student visa to a work visa once you find a permanent job. So it doesn't matter how long, what is the duration of your master, either 1 year or 3 years. It doesn't affect your stay back here. About IMLUX, the double degree student for different visa, because the second semester in Milan, I think you need to go through the required procedures of Italy to get a residency in Italy, not the residency permit we give you in France, but MIP will help you to go through that procedures. You always start this program firstly in France, in Reims campus. So you start your visa from French embassy, not Italy at the very beginning.
We have a question from Kriti. Would you like to speak?
Hi.
Hi.
So I'm actually interested in the PhD program, specifically in the areas of excellence. I think the program will start in October 2021. But looking at the visa situation, I was just wondering that since it's a fully funded program, will the support in terms of stipend would be given if the visas are not issued and then I have to continue my study for maybe a few months in my country?
I think I answered you in the chat, but again, for the PhD, it's a bit special because it's a fully funded program. You get a position or job from the school to finance your maybe living expenses here. So if you cannot come this year, we may not remain this position for you till the next year. That means you cannot ask for a deferral with the full scholarship. If you miss this year, you miss your funding, you miss your job position here on campus, you have to apply again next year to come. Sorry, this is a bit different from other master or bachelor programs.
Got it. Got it.
And I see there's an iPhone that has a question.
Sorry, I didn't change my name.
That's okay.
Hello, I'm Xueli from China.
Hi, Siri.
I have a question. So you just talk about the quarantine for 10 days, right? Okay, so my question is, so where should we stay for the quarantine? So just the place the government has designated for us, or just the place we have rented?
What happened this year was the students went to their own homes, to their reserved homes, and stayed there, did their quarantine in their student residences, or wherever they reserve their rooms. There's no place that's allocated by the government that you may have to pay for or anything like that.
Ah, okay. So just to stay at the home?
And that slide explains what are the conditions today for entering France, and only for specific countries. But we do hope that all of that will ease up a little bit during the summer, hopefully shortly. So depending on the country you're coming from, you may not have to do any quarantine, just have a negative PCR test.
Okay, I got it. And I have another question. Do you think it is possible for international students to find a part-time job during the studying time? Because I wanted to find a job to finance my study in France during at the same time studying. Yeah.
I believe that you could find one. You would just have to take care of a lot of things very quickly. For example, your social security number, you have to have that before you start working in France. So you'd have to apply for the French national health insurance very quickly. There's a couple of administrative procedures to be done, and it will depend on the visa that you get to come to study in France, because some visas limit the amount of hours you can work.
Yeah, I think it's about 20 hours per week that you can work part-time holding a student visa. But we'd like to remind all students, if you are in the MIM or MSc program, the courses are really intensive. You may have courses from Monday to Friday, maybe just a half day without courses. And then maybe during the half day, you have projects, the group work to follow up. That makes it very difficult to follow another part-time job. It's possible during the weekend, but you really have to make a good balance of your part-time job and study.
Yes, I got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good point, Min.
And another quick one about French language courses available on campus for international students. Yes, we offer French language courses in bachelor, in master program, but there is a small extra fee, about 30 hours per semester for 130 euros, because not every student needs those French language courses. So if you do need it, you can have it at a very low and reasonable cost. Lucas, did you see any questions we have missed? I think it's almost the time. We cannot keep going forever. So
It's been an hour, yeah.
Yeah, we will wrap up very soon.
I have one question in these. I have the question is, I am a scholarship holder. I will receive the official scholarship in the 1st of July. Does this time is enough to get the visa and accommodation procedure and start in October?
If you wait until the 1st of July to apply for housing, there may not be many options left. So I would suggest doing that as soon as possible. Applying today doesn't mean that you have to pay today. Applying today, there's a whole procedure. So it takes a couple of weeks for us to allocate the rooms to you and then to send you the documentation for you to make the payment. And we give you a couple of days as well to make the payment. So you'd have to pay by end of June, early July for the housing that you would reserve today. So I suggest that you reserve ASAP.
Okay, we have is anyone raising the hand that has not asked the question? We may give you 2 more minutes to speak out loud your question. Yeah, for any questions we are not able to answer in the chat, please send us an email. We will catch up with you by email or another individual Zoom call from our admission team. And you have the email here on the screen from the hub. You can contact them anytime.
Exactly. No, I don't think so. I think everyone's tired with the chat.
Okay. Because a lot of information is coming up there. If no hand is raising, I think we will finish here for today with the support from Hub, all the sharing, all the updates to help you prepare your application or arrival, or maybe you are in the final stage of registration or a visa application. We wish you good luck and hope we can see you very soon in France on our campus.
Definitely.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Min. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Goodbye.